Hello, welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we're going to be continuing our CAE, that is the Cambridge Advanced English Test series on reading. We're looking at reading this week. Yesterday, we looked at parts 1 and 4, which deal with different types of mix and match questions where you're mixing and matching paragraphs in some kind of summary or summary question. Today we're looking at part 2 questions. Oh boy, this is a toughie. Because the part 2 questions deal with paragraph substitution. All right, there's a similar exercise in TOEFL, in the TOEFL reading, where you substitute one sentence and you have your choice, where does it go in a paragraph. And you may have 2 or 3 of those questions on a TOEFL exam. But unfortunately, in the CAE exam, you have an entire reading passage where every other paragraph is missing, and so you have to substitute throughout the entire passage an intervening paragraph. So you're given a paragraph, substitute, given, subs, given, sub, like that for the whole passage. Quite time-consuming and difficult to do under the pressure of the clock. We will attempt to try one today together. I have some suggestions, but I really feel that this part really needs to be practiced a lot so that you can figure out what method, what way of doing it is going to work best for you. I have some suggestions. I don't have any strong advice today. Okay? Suggestions only. I think this is up to the individual to figure out for themselves their best strategy. Anyway, I'll pull up some information, but first let me welcome some students to the class. Hello, Max.
Hello again.
Hello again. Okay. Welcome to the class. Are you up for the challenge?
I'm ready.
You're ready? For me, this is the most challenging part of the exam, actually. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at CAE Part 3, which is mix and match. Mix and match are not that hard. A little process of elimination here, a little scanning for keywords there, and presto, no big deal. But in this Part 2, you got to find those reference words, and they're going to use reference clauses and referring back to some keywords and back and forwards, and we'll try it. Anyway, and hello, Mustafa. Hi, Mustafa.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's good. How are you, Mustafa?
Yeah, I'm well. What about you?
I'm pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, great.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see no other way to actually teach you about reading Part 2 than to jump right into it. So here we go. Hopefully you gentlemen have had the opportunity to download the worksheet that I had attached to the class description. That will be a lot easier for you. One problem I have in showing this to you now, like this, is that we can only look at like one paragraph at a time. Okay? So when we go back and forth with the gapped paragraph, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to have to scroll up and down, and it's kind of a pain in the neck. It's going to take a little extra time, whereas you can skim up and down if you have the document. But let's take a look. Okay, you're going to get a little bit of an introduction. Okay. In the gapped article below, someone talks about the jobs he has had from starting out in his career to the present time. Great. So at least we know that we have chronological order. Starting out to the present time. Super. Well, that's a little helpful at least. They won't always be chronological order articles, by the way. If you get lucky, it will be. But doesn't necessarily have to be. Skim the read paragraphs below and note down chronological orders of the jobs he describes. Well, this is kind of silly because we know he's already said starting out in his career to the present time. So obviously we already know it's in chronological order. However, I might suggest that you at least skim the gapped article itself to get an idea of the flow and how long he stops, how many different jobs he's talking about, and how long he stops on each one. How quick is he doing the chronological order? Just get his general idea. What is he doing? Presenting a job, giving a description, presenting a job, giving a description. Is he going off on tangents about related things? What's he doing? Basically, just to give yourself an idea of where to find the paragraphs. Just like same thing in IELTS or TOEFL, really. You're doing the quick skim. Basically, the main point is to map the article to get an idea in what order information is presented and to hopefully help you reference it later, find it later. Okay, Araceli, welcome to the class. Hello.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Araceli, have you perfected any brilliant strategies for doing this section of the test?
Well, I think it's difficult, but well, no, but practice. No, recently I usually when I try with these tests, I manage to 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 place all the gaps, but I don't know. It's especially. Sometimes logic, order, and this kind of things don't help too much. Sometimes it's just looking for certain words, certain articles or linking words,
Right.
and also you have to try and like we did before yesterday. You just put a question mark if you're not sure. This gap, maybe this
Right.
or this, and then after you read all the tests you change it many times. At least that's what I have to do. And at the end, it has to. It's like a puzzle. It has to fit.
Yeah.
If something doesn't fit perfectly, just give it a, mm, a look at it again and and try again like that.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Yeah, I don't think there's any magic bullet here, any way to do this in a really. It's going to take time, unfortunately. You
Yes.
you can't. That's it. There's no way around it. You have to take time, and you have to kind of substitute different paragraphs in to see if it works. Much like the TOEFL sentence question, substitution question, works the same way. You have to kind of read the part and then try to substitute in different paragraphs. What's going to work here? Yeah, which is time consuming, you know, because you've got a lot of, unlike a TOEFL a sentence question, a sentence insertion question, you have 4 possibilities. Unfortunately here, what do we got? We got 6. And paragraphs A through G, the substituting paragraphs, 6 of these paragraphs fit the gaps in the article. And here's an extra little bit of fun. There's an additional paragraph that does not fit anywhere, just one, which...
That's usually the general one. That's a trick I discovered. I don't know, maybe if the article is about smoking, like yesterday, there is a paragraph like, smoking is bad for your health, blah, blah, blah. So if it is too general, probably it doesn't fit anywhere. Because it could fit in any of the gaps, but probably it's not the one.
But it's related to all of the gaps.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that would seem to be a very logical trick for them. Absolutely. Okay, just to get an idea where things are, kind of real quick. All right. Notice the first gap is after the first paragraph. Okay. So I got my first job, a music administrator, whatever that is. Oh, by asking the music administrator, she knew of any vacancies. Okay, we'll employ you as a temporary secretary. And then 1. So you can skim down and kind of note to yourself, what is paragraph 1 probably going to be about? Because the next one starts the most high-profile job I've had. Can you guess? Can you make a logical guess, Max, what 1 might be about? Max?
Something about his first job.
Yeah, which is temporary secretary. Yeah, I think that's very logical. Another thing I noticed, well, okay, I'm going to say it now because I might forget to say it later. As I did a couple of these exercises to practice or to familiarize myself, another thing I noticed was that one way to do it, this is kind of like that balloon game that you play, you know, where you pop the balloons of different colors. If you've ever seen that. Sometimes it's easier to start on the ends, start on the left side and move your way in, start on the right side and move your way in. In other words, move toward the middle. Sometimes it's well, maybe not. Again, suggestion, not advice. It may be easier to do like 1, 6, 2, 4, 2, 5, 3, 4. Work your way into the middle. It worked for me, not this specific exercise. Maybe a little bit, maybe not so much, but a couple of the exercises I tried, it was very effective to do that. Did you ever try that, Arathali? Working your way into the middle of it from the ends?
No, not really. But sometimes if you are not sure about the part, just you just can skip it, like you say then. Fix it once you are more sure. A trick I learned here, for example, the first sentence, he's talking about an experience. This is the beginning of the article. Probably, I don't know the options, but number 1 probably won't have too much to do with the first, and then he's talking in general. So there is like, probably there's something like, and that job was really not, was temporary, it didn't fit, blah, blah, blah. But probably it's more related to the second paragraph. The most high profile job I had was blah, blah, blah. So, because sometimes you just read the first one and look for something related with the first one, it's usually related to the second one more than the first one.
Okay.
And many times it doesn't have any relation to any of them, but you have to think like generally.
Right.
So,
okay.
I think here is not, I don't know. If I have to guess, it's more related to the second part.
Okay. So, all right, this is a very valid point. when I was talking to Max, I just mentioned, oh, it could be about being a temporary secretary. It could equally be some kind of comment that's related to the beginning of the next paragraph. The most high-profile job I've had was as art development officer. It could also be something about this was a very low-profile job. So this may be a contrast. Be aware of that. Occasionally, they will introduce a new paragraph by making a contrast. So that is a very good point. What you said is an extremely excellent point. It may have seemingly more to do with the preceding paragraph. It may seem to have more to do with the subsequent paragraph. So kind of getting an idea of at least skimming through both. All right, he did this and this and that, and we don't care. He's not sure how he managed it all, too. That's going to be a tough one. Okay. All right, next one. Most of the tasks in organizing an event are easy in themselves. So maybe 2 has more to do with the next paragraph. Maybe he's going to talk about the tasks in organizing an event, because this seems to be a general statement, sort of a summation. The difficulty is making sure they happen at the right time. You can't postpone the deadline. So there you go. I'm guessing it probably maybe has more to do with this paragraph. All right, you can't postpone the deadline. What are you going to say after that? Okay, then we have, you've got to keep your eye out for these things, for the signal words and signal phrases and transitionals. The next stage, great. Well, that tells me that number 3 here must be something about a stage, because I can't have a next one if I don't have a first one. So these are the clues you need to be looking for. This can really help you if you see these kinds of discourse markers, connecting phrases. And then he describes it, and then he just leaves you hanging what the next stage is. And then suddenly we have my present job as administrator. I have a sneaking suspicion number 4 is going to be very difficult, because I have such an abrupt transition from one to the next one. My golly. It's either going to be very difficult or very easy. Okay. The other parts of the job are quite difficult. Notice I'm looking at first sentences, last sentences, pretty much primarily as I'm skimming. I'm skimming slowly, letting you guys absorb this a little, but in reality, you'd be doing this as fast as you can. Other parts of the job are quite different. Maybe now, number 5, I'd be talking about other parts of the job. As administrator, okay, organizing seminars. Maybe, you don't know anything. I also have a more general role in promoting music professional. I regularly send out media releases, blah, blah, blah. He's talking about other things he does. Oh my gosh. Well, so parts of the job of his current job, probably for number 5, something to do with that, because he continues to talk about job description things, I think. And then the end. On the plus side, though, well, here's another direct signal phrase. The ones where you have a direct signal phrase following, these are going to be the easiest ones. On the plus side, the next stage, for sure. These will be, well, there's only a couple, but anyway, these will be the easiest ones. Obviously, that means number 6, he's talking about some downsides to his current job, clearly. Okay, let's take a look. All right, and again, keep in mind, one of these is clearly not going to be there. Okay, Max.
I'm here.
Okay.
What you were talking about?
What are you talking about? Hopefully you were paying attention.
Sorry for that.
Otherwise, this is going to be impossible because it's just a mystery. All right, looking at this first sentence, for example, arts administrator is a wonderful career, but it has its drawbacks. Does this ring a bell for you immediately?
Yeah, it's drawbacks.
Aha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he didn't like it.
It is relatively insecure. The pay is low. Okay, drawbacks. This is definitely what this is. Drawbacks. Okay, does that ring a bell to what we just looked at?
Something when he changed his job. He changed maybe.
Okay, Artheli, does this ring a bell for you? What we just looked at on the plus side.
Yes, because it yes. So it's 6
Bingo.
for A.
Yeah.
Clearly that, as you say, the last and the first maybe are easier.
Yeah,
in this case, the last one, because the first can fit a lot of them, but 6 is clearly A.
6 is clearly A. Okay, this is quite obvious. Great. Well, we got rid of 1. Again, great. Make a big X through it, whatever you have to do, so you know that that one's done. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. Oh, hi, Nadir. Oh, hi, Nadir. How are you? Hi there. Okay. Artheli, let's take a look at this next one. While I was there, which brings up the question, where? We are making a puzzle, definitely. While I was there, okay, he was somewhere, Artheli. All right. Started lunchtime concerts. Da, 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 da. Okay, while he was there, somewhere.
He says something about being hired as a music administrator. My present job, no.
Yes. But while I was there means can't be my present job, so it can't be 5. So here's how you can use process elimination.
Yes, I don't think it's present. In practice, it takes some time to organize. Blah blah blah.
Well,
maybe 2.
And then the first one, okay, he's just a secretary, so it's not very likely he's organizing concerts as a secretary.
No, the number 2, the most high profile, marketing, blah blah. I'm not sure how you managed while I was there. I also started a series of concerts, and then he's talking about
maybe third.
Maybe, but he's talking about in between your 2 guesses. The difficulty is making sure they all happen at the right time, that everything is completed before curtain up, which to me has something to do with concerts.
Festivals, concerts. I don't know. Maybe it's 2, but 3.
He did all this stuff. He got it organized. Ideally, they're all done. Okay.
I think it's
all this is about organizing a concert. Okay, so simplifying the idea while he was there. Since he has 3 jobs, hopefully you notice that he discusses. It can't be the first job because he just has a menial job. It can't be the last job because then he can't say while I was there. He can't use past tense. All right, he talks about organizing a concert. Where was it?
It is not number 4 because it doesn't fit with
It is not.
the verbal tenses. So it may be 2 or 3. We can put a question mark there and try.
Okay.
I think it's 2, but could be 3.
Okay, leaning toward 2. Max? Nadia? What do you think?
The same meaning.
Okay. I strongly think 2 because he talks about organizing it and then he talks about the curtain going up. Oh, maybe not. Then we have publicizing the series. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be somewhere in there. Okay, let's go back to that.
You have to look at the verbal tenses, Max. The difficulty is making sure that you can't postpone the deadline. While I was there, it doesn't fit.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Most of the time, it's not the meaning, the general meaning, it's most the grammar that you have to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially those connecting phrases. See, and one other thing, it is like a puzzle. That's exactly right. When they lack, hopefully anyway, when they lack any clear cognizant discourse marker or transitional in the gapped reading passage, hopefully they will appear in the answers, hopefully. And here's a case where I think that's also true. Yeah, I strongly, you're right, it can't be down here. Because he's introducing the idea, right? I also started a series of lunchtime concerts, and then all the rest of the stuff is things that are done for concerts. All of everything afterwards here. Yeah. Okay, Max. Bye. Okay. Well, let's leave it. I strongly feel that we had it with number 3. All right. Let's look at C. Okay, Nadir, Artheli. Might as well just open mic. Just discuss it as we go along, I suppose. C is for A. My typing speed was 15 words per minute.
1. It's not A. It's 1. Number 1.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? This is talking about secretary work, without a doubt.
Yes, it's the only place where it fits talking about that, because then he changed his type of work.
It's clearly secretary work. What is this? C. Okay. 1.
Neither agrees.
C. Oops. Whoops. What did I do? What did I push? Wrong button. Okay. Anyway. C. Okay. That's an easy one. All right. So, again, as I said, we've got the beginning and the end done already. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just coincidental, but... Okay. More duties. I advise our members on contracts for recordings. Okay. Wow. What is this? Just duties. Okay. Well, I have no idea.
Maybe that is the general one that doesn't fit. I don't know. But
Maybe. I don't know if these are general duties for... Yeah, I would just skip this one, actually. Right, okay. Araceli's point, I think, is very, very valid. If you run across one that is completely general and could fit anywhere, or 2 or 3 different places, let's come back to that one. Let's see if we can eliminate some more. Okay. Finally, on the day itself, you hope that everything goes planned. All right. You hope the audience won't notice. Mine came on the second concert of the series when 150 people turned up. We were expecting 60. Okay, obvious signal phrase here. Finally, on the day itself.
Yes, it has to be 5, I suppose.
Is that after he's talking about the?
No. It's 4.
Okay, because this is where he's talking about putting on a concert, right? You can't postpone a deadline, right? Finally. Yes, it's got to be, because we have finally. Then he talks about a different job. All right. What letter was that? E? Was that E?
Yes, but I think it doesn't fit. Mine came on the second concert, blah, blah. 150 people turn up. We were expecting 60, 120. And then it doesn't explain what they did with the problem.
No, it doesn't. Good point.
So maybe it's D or E. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, his present job is like a concert, so it can't be after this. It can't be 5. It's like organizing a concert. It isn't organizing a concert. Okay, this whole part here in the middle, this whole organize the first festival, this whole 2, 3, and 4 is about organizing a concert. I'm gonna stick with E. I'll put a question mark, but I strongly believe that's got to be the case. Nader, you agree? Okay. All right. I think I got this one. All right. I think I got the other one. Let's see. We got, what, 2 more? All right. What is this? I have a very full life playing the piano. What does this look like?
Before my present job. No. Yes. It can't be 5.
It can't be 5. No, we've already got 5.
No.
No, 5. 5 is about his present job. The other parts of the job are quite different. So he's still describing his job, and then he continues. I also have a more general role, blah, blah, blah. 5 is definitely describing job as an administrator, not talking about concerts. Which could be D, frankly. I think maybe 5 is a toss-up between D and F. Then G, we're again talking about concert. Sure.
I changed my mind. I think E maybe is the other one.
Huh?
Because I don't like the paragraph E because it's like talking about the problem and never talks about the solution.
I don't care about that. I think this is very normal in English.
No.
Yeah,
well,
no, I don't have a problem with that. Because then he transitions into my current job. This would be very normal in English for me. Finally, he introduces his final idea about doing concerts. Finally, you never know. Things can go wrong. One time, I had this happen.
Yes.
So you never know.
And,
I'm okay with it. I find this set to be very weird. I have a very musical life.
Yes.
It's weird to put in the middle of, because look what we have here. After his present job, we've already got the final sentence where he does the pros and cons of his real job. This has got to be 5 has got to be a description, an actual job description, and this does not cut it. I have a very full musical life. That's not a job description. This is directly a job description. All right. I would have to fully say that 5 has got to be D. And the other one is the distractor. So now that leaves me with figuring out the timeline of planning a concert. 2, 3, 4. All right. I got E is finally. If I'm going with that, then I simply have to decide B. B looked good for 2, if you remember. Does that mean, let me substitute in the last one for 3 and see if it makes sense. Let's just, here's something you can do. Just substitute it in. Is it going to make sense? If I do that, which is, all right. The festival included a rock showcase of this and of that. Okay, all the things. An ice skating show, various bands, films, and a trombonist. Will it make sense? God, I hope so. Okay, let's try it. Okay, talking about a secretary. All right, from here, the most high-profile job I've had was as arts development officer for Bureau Council. Okay, that would be logical to have trombonists and all kinds of stuff. Organizing their first festival. I'm not sure how I managed it all. Okay. Then we're
it has to be J because the first festival, the festival included blah blah blah.
Here?
2?
G.
Yes.
Maybe. The festival included, a reference to the first festival and the festival. Okay. Ooh, very good. All right, so that means that we have that wrong. So this is G. Okay, well, that's going to happen. That's okay. I'm glad that happened. Great, which means likely this is B. Let's double check. Now he talks about generally. Okay. First, he talks about an example of his first festival. Now he describes whatever this crazy job is. Okay. Difficulties making sure they all happen at the right time. Everything is completed before curtain up. You can't postpone the deadline. What do we have left? I forget. C? B?
No sé, no.
What? Finally? Oh boy.
No, finally is 4.
Okay, now I'm totally confused. All right. Well, we're down to these two. It's E.
I advise
We know the distractor. We're down to E and B, right? While I was there, I also started a series of lunchtime concerts. Okay.
No. While I was
Okay. Oh, which makes sense. It's got to go with that job, because that's what that job is. If you're a community organizer, lunchtime concerts. Okay. Do. All right. What do we got? 3 and 4. 3, 4. Would that make sense to end his talking about? Which one makes sense to end his talking about that job? while I was there, blah, blah, blah. Or finally, on the day itself doesn't make sense, does it? Oh, or does it?
Maybe it's again
I
B
have to look
is for
again.
2 and not G because the end it doesn't fit.
Oh no, it might fit here. Oh no, it would fit here. Finally, the finally one would fit here. The next stage is this. Okay.
It has to finally should
Something.
be.
This happens. The next stage is, and then finally. Would that work?
Yes, but
While I was
finally
there,
it
it
has to be
doesn't
4.
work, does it? Mm-hmm.
I think finally is 4. So E is 4, but
Yes, I think
if
you're
E
right.
is 4,
I think
3,
you're right. Okay.
there is no right one for 3. But
oh, maybe this is kind of a break.
so we are sure 2 is G.
We've only got one left, frankly.
But it doesn't fit, so it is. We did something wrong.
Does it not fit? That would be B. While I was there, I started a series of lunchtime concerts. Wait a minute. Let me look again.
It can be, for 2, it can be B or G. If we put B,
Then it doesn't make sense.
it takes some time to organize and then it starts speaking about organizing.
Yeah, here's where we're stuck, right here. GBBG. Which one goes where? The problem is G has a very specific information. Where is it? The festival included a very direct, obviously, the festival. It's defined. The only reason we can use the as an article is because and from the subject noun is because we've already defined exactly what festival it is. So we don't have much of a choice. There is no choice here, really.
It has to be D.
It has to be 2.
3D? I don't find any other option.
I don't see any other. 3B? D? D as in dog? No. Are you saying D?
It's the only one. Okay. We put D where on 5?
Right. I think this is right, actually.
Yes.
Yep. It has to be. No, D would never fit there. D would not fit here.
Okay.
That would make sense.
I advise our members. Yes.
All right.
D,
well, there you
5.
Go. It's a crazy scramble. I think that's actually the answer. To tell
What
you the truth.
do we have left? F?
Nothing. The leftover one is, yes, F. I have a very full musical life, playing the piano, singing and conducting. Okay. Now, F, frankly, F seems like it could be the final paragraph. If, in fact, there was a paragraph 7. That's what it seems like. F would be 7, because he talks about being an administrator. So I think
the other parts of the job. So number 4. The other parts of the job are quite different, and then I have a very full musical life. It's not perfect, but it could be 5F.
5?
5F, and then D for for 3, but I'm not convinced.
Okay. All right. For F?
F can't be 3,
Okay.
right?
No. You're saying F for 5.
Yes, it has to be F for 5 and D for 3. It's
Very
the only
philosophical
option I can see.
Actually has little to do with music. So wait a minute. Okay. You want to make 5 F. I don't really think that goes, but
No.
okay. Now D has to be where?
But this not 3 because he's talking. If things go wrong, then I advise members. The next stage is publicizing the series. No, I don't know. I don't know what to put. So maybe we did a mistake at the beginning, and that's the problem.
Actually, no. I think we got it right. To tell you the truth, I think we had it right.
Yes.
Instead of F, this was D. Yeah, I think we actually had it right. Hang on a second. I forgot to write it down. I don't know the answer. I'm actually doing this with you. I'm not actually 100% sure. Give me a second here, because I want to see how we messed this up, if we messed it up. Hang on. Just a second. Oh, come on. Open. Okay. Sorry about this. I didn't think it would take that long. And I thought I had it memorized what it was. Okay. Hang on. Dum. Hang on. Oh, why? Having a little technical difficulty today. Okay. Where is the problem here? Okay, hang on just a second. Ah. Okay. I really think that that's right. Hang on a second. Wait. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Shoot. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Finally, I got the answers. All right, hang on. Okay, well, let's see. What do we got here? 1, C. You think it's correct or not, Araceli?
Yes, we got that one.
That one is correct. 1 is C. Correct. 2, G. What do you think? Correct or not correct? It's a good start, indeed. 2, G.
I think 2 is B.
2 is G. It is correct.
G. It is G. Okay.
It is G. That is the correct answer. 3, we have B. Do you think it's correct?
3B.
Poof. In fact, it is correct.
Okay.
4E. This one you have problems with. Do you think it's correct? It is correct.
Okay.
And 5D is in fact correct, which leaves 6A, which was obviously correct. We had it right. Okay, which brings me to another point about these crazy reading, CAE reading assignment puzzles. Okay, you can reach a certain point of logicking things out, but you must not push things too far or you logic yourself out the other way.
Yes.
You start to find holes in your own argument. I actually looked at this. Okay, granted, I looked at this 3 days ago when I planned the lesson, but I knew the answers. But Araceli's questioning, and I was letting her questions infiltrate my mind that actually make me start to question myself. Exactly.
Yes, you're right.
Exactly. In any case. All right. There's definitely a lesson to be learned there. Okay. Okay. Here's another one. Now, obviously, we're never going to get through this in the next 5 minutes, but taking a quick look just at another example. Oh my gosh. Fashion compassion. Okay. So as you can see, regardless of how we do this, you can skim it first, then look at your answers and try to see where they fit. Try to remember from your skimming where you've mapped out different things. For example, to try to limit so you don't have to look at everything. Okay, and that's fine, and you're going to reach a point. Maybe your last 2 answers you're going to have to go with, all right, I'm 55% sure. Which is better than 45% sure. Again, the one that had nothing, that had to do with everything, as you said, Araceli, the one paragraph that had to do with everything and nothing at the same time was in fact the useless paragraph. Okay. Let's just try the first one. Hotel rooms were at a premium 10 days ago. It proved no impediment to Bianca Jagger. I sailed into the war zone. Blah, blah, blah. Suddenly, we have the next paragraph. Not so long ago, we retreated to the site of Iman, the dark glaring model in Africa, swathed in peasant robes for one photograph, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we have an abrupt and sudden transition from Bianca to Iman. Let's see if we can figure out which paragraph. Okay. Here's a clue. Here's another clue. Obviously, we're doing the very short version. Just to make a quick point. Look, if you have if you're lucky enough to get a writing passage that includes names or dates, you may want to, when you skim down through the first part, you may want to do something like this. Okay, Bianca, underline it. Great. This time, Iman. Okay, underline it. Who have you share? Great. Just so you can see the names really fast or the dates. Names and dates are very easy to find. You may not need to underline it. Tracy Ward, South America, okay. Bob Geldorf. Every paragraph seems to mention a different person. Okay, this could be helpful. Again, looking quickly at the substituting paragraphs, Sting. Okay, I don't remember Sting, but how does he relate to something? Bianca. And then there's another one with Bianca. All right, the chances are, obviously, that Bianca is going to be one of these two. Is going to have something to do with that sentence, with that first paragraph. Is Bianca anywhere else in here? No, she isn't. Okay. Pardon me. Okay. Here we have a continuing story of Bianca, in between giving Worldwide News Network snappy sound bites. After 36 hours, she flew out. Okay, in C, nobody can doubt the sincerity of both these women. There is your key. Both these women is not just Bianca. So actually, this first part is actually very easy, just looking at this first one. Number one would have to be the paragraph which continues to talk about Bianca, because this first paragraph just talks about her getting to a war zone. All right, and then more about Bianca, and then they mention somebody else. Obviously, paragraph 2 has to be both of these women, blah, 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 referring back to Bianca. Boom. Well, that was easy. Okay, so anyway, sometimes looking for keywords can also help you in this, besides the signal phrases and signal words, transitionals, and pronouns. If you're lucky enough to get a piece that's talking about using names or dates, that will also help a lot in organizing. This article is not in any way a time sequence article. This is an information opinion article, actually. So actually, the reality is they help you out a little bit by giving you a lot of names in here to help you find things. Aren't they nice? Okay. We're able. Time words. But the second one you can't, but there's something else you can find, maybe keywords that will help you. Keywords that are referenced. Okay. Whew, that was tough. That was the toughest one. Tomorrow, multiple choice questions, which will be a lot easier to teach. So long for now. I'll see ya. I will be right back here on Verbling with another class, but thank you very much, Nader, Araceli. See you again soon. Bye-bye.